Hello, YouTube. I am Goddess Just Be. I help people on their wellness journey. And today we're going to be talking about chemistry in the Inner Being Church, where we often talk about esoteric knowledge and all things within No Sky Daddy here. Our mission is to illuminate the inner depths of yourself, challenging your core beliefs, the ones that ain't serving you anyway, in an effort to put you up to speed with who you really are. Because you could be doing have anything that you put your mind to. Today, I'm not going to be before you long, but I really want to explain something called chemistry. And this video is inspired to somebody, a stranger. We ain't even gonna say his name because he don't even matter in this realm. He just planted the seed or the so-called idea for me to do this here live. I was teaching on TikTok on a video teaching men who were socially awkward about their ways, like right. And I was telling them pretty much just to fix their phase, go within to calm their nervous energy, and and don't mention the boner so fast, like right. That was the video. And this brilliant young man, well, he actually is an old man, old man. He said, "Well, we women don't understand or haven't figured out is that men are done with us." hmm Isn't it cool when the Y chromosome and his lower self, the lowest self, has something to say? Bless the little Y chromosomes heart, right? Not all Y chromosomes are low, but there are some very, very, very low Y chromosomes. And I often say, and I think and ponder to myself, who cares that Y comes before Z? Because X marks the spot. y'all understand what I'm saying? Who cares that Y comes before Z because X marks the spot? X is where we all stem from. And anybody that hate on X really hating on themselves, right? Every last one of the Y's that hate on the X hate on themselves. I look beautiful today. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shayla. I appreciate that. Hey, Rita. Hey, The Real. Thank y'all for being here. And so, before I get started, based upon this Y chromosomes comment, I want to say to you, whether you are X or Y chromosome, yin or yang, male, female, woman or man, how about you start today not caring? Mhm. How about you? How about we all just start to be sovereign beings and just don't care and just be whole within ourselves, right? Not caring is really the secret sauce to the matrix. Care less. Then you attract everything. Want nothing. Then you attract everything. If you could practice that and master that, you won. You win. You win the game of life. But today, nonetheless, we're going to be talking about chemistry and attraction. Now, let me tell you before I get into this message, chemistry and attraction. Well, attraction, that has to do with the physical. So you probably going to care if you're on that wavelength. But when we talk about chemistry, this is going to be something that you don't see. You ain't going to see. You ain't gonna see with the physical eye the chemistry because it's just gonna draw you in. It's a force. It's a force. It is a spiritual essence. It is the part of the biblical text when they're talking about what God put together, let no man put asunder. That's chemistry, right? You can't deny this. You can't hide this. It's there. Other people could see it, even if you act like you don't see it and you try to run away from it. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about chemistry and how it ties into the law of attraction. Like, right. And for that man that had that nice little comment, the little Y chromosome, low frequency Y chromosome, oftentimes we get into a part of our journey where we butt hurt, and it's, all things are energy. We were talking about yesterday being on the low side and the high side. You know how this thing called energy go. There's two sides to all things. So sometimes we'll get on the low side, when the eggplant ain't working no more, when you've probably been on child support for a long time, when that lady left you, your mama, put you up for adoption or something. Nobody's exempt from this thing called pain or trauma, so to speak, like, right? Or, whatever the case may be. One of the balls don't work no more or something, dis-ease or disharmony, whatever the case may be, when you are at a low frequency and you think all women aren't anything, or better yet, you at a low frequency, you think all men aren't anything. Whatever the case, whatever the reason, it stems to trauma, like, right? And so there, even there, I want you to understand, I want you to see that you are still powerful and you are still attracting. And the law of attraction is doing the work for you. Hence, your environment gonna show you all the men that ain't crap and all of the women that ain't crap too. Right? Because the law of attraction is always work, no matter where you are. You can be lowest or you can be highest. You letting the law work for you. You will come to somebody's page like myself and say that nobody cares about us. Meanwhile, I have my DMs off because a lot of them care, women and men. A lot of them care. And so I had to close the DMs because they cared a little bit too much, right? So here we go. We're about to talk. I already know I need to see this. Yes, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad every last one of you here. Good, perfect. So here we are. We're talking about chemistry. But before we get into chemistry, we're going to talk about the biblical text. We're coming from the book of Matthew 22 and 30. We often come from the Helios Biblios book, which is a Sun book, Holy Bible, as you might know it, because they have hidden gems. And one day I'm going to do a live and I'm going to tell you about the so-called foolery in the Bible too, because although they have gems up in there, because everything is two sides, just like the law of attraction, just like, you know, the pH balance that I teach you all every day. They have gems up in that biblical text, but then they got some bull crap that man threw up in the air, right? For slavery and for dumbing down of the woman, like, right? One day we'll go through those scriptures real soon to really help people who kind of got lost in the sauce and made it seem like the X chromosome ain't good for nothing. Okay, we gotta talk about the foolery. But nonetheless, today we're gonna talk about this particular hidden gem in Matthew 22 and 30. And there's so many words in this biblical text. They're talking about ain't no marriage in no kingdom. Y'all remember that? When the disciples was asking the Christ conscious one, well, what's gonna happen after the resurrection? And the Christ conscious one in that allegory text, that's you understanding your energy, right? You said, no, baby. Ain't no marriage in the kingdom. Ain't no yin and no yang. Because how I teach you all, as it pertains to energy, all things are God, all is God experiencing itself. Low, high, yin, yang, you know, acidic, alkaline, in, out, you know, the breath of life, life and death, alpha and omega, so to speak, like, right? But this same expression of God underneath the law of polarity in this land is really a oneness. This same line that I have over here is really, when you put it together, one God, one faith, one baptism. Over here, we're in the earthly plane in the matrix, and God is just experiencing itself. God is experiencing itself at different frequencies. But when you roll it back up together again, it's the same circle. This is God laid out. This is God all together. And so in the biblical text in Matthew 22 and 30, it's saying, ain't no marriage in the kingdom. Because what it's ultimately saying, ain't no yin and yang, because all is God. Ain't no alpha and no omega, because all is God up in here. Ain't no in and out. Ain't no life and death. Ain't none. It's only like this here because we are under the illusion of separation, which is governed underneath the law of polarity that's telling us that we have two sides to everything. But all of it is God. You got that part? And so the numerology, let me see if you got that part. Anybody? You got that part? Come through, Queen. Hey, keep it chef. How you been? Love what you're talking about. Thank you. Thank you. You got that? Good. Hey, Bakiva. Hey, May and Candy. Candy, I haven't seen you in a minute. So here we go. We're about to break down in scripture 22 and 30. Matthew 22 and 30. Ain't no marriage in the kingdom. We understand what it says, but let's see what the energy is of it. 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 0. Anybody? Anybody can add that up? 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 0. What number? What single digit number do we have after we do that? Anybody? Seven. Casper? Mood. Hey, master student. So we have 7. So 7. Remember what we talked about, the number of 7? 7 is the chakra pools of energy, like, right? 7, once you get them 7 chakra pools of energy, you're more into your subconscious self. You're in your Christ conscious mode. And so you will best understand that ain't no marriage in the kingdom in your Christ conscious mode. But when you underneath 7, you still walking around with stagnated energy, not really understanding it just yet. It ain't your season or your time. Your time has not come. Remember the Christ conscious one in the biblical text after the turning of the water into wine? Then he performed, or you perform, miracles. but not until your season had come, not until you open up them 7 chakra pools of energy inside of you. The book of Revelation is teaching you about the seals or the 7 chakra pools of energy that need to be opened up. They talked about the churches, right? The kingdom of God is within you. That book of Revelations is talking about you, chosen one. Opening up the portals of life within you to be the 144,000 energetically within you. So here we go. We have a scripture that's telling us about our 7 chakra pools of energy, our subconscious mind, us becoming one with our Christ conscious self. And the scripture is telling us ain't no marriage in the kingdom because it's letting us know that all things are energy, frequency, and vibration. But you might not understand that when you are human, just lower than that. And in this realm, you might see physical attraction. So we're going to talk about attraction first before we get up here to chemistry. So with attraction, physical attraction, how do you express your physical attraction? Anybody? It's only 0.01 of your energy. 0.01. We talking about attraction. So when you're attracted to somebody, what you looking at? Any ideas? What you say when you're attracted to somebody? This gonna be physical. Anybody? You ever seen somebody attractive to you? What are your adjectives you say? What are the words you say? What do you think when you see somebody who's attractive in the physical? Anybody? You look good, maybe. Oh boy, you so fine, maybe. Come on, I know y'all got some. I know they got, oh, you handsome. Mm-hmm. You've been running through my mind all day. They fine. They handsome. They smell good. You know, they got a nice smile. Like, right? They're beautiful. Right? They're beautiful. And so, yeah. And so these things, notice these things. Thinking of you. Yeah. Notice these things. You're thinking of their essence. Like, right? Notice these things. These are physical things. So when we get to a place where we're attracted to somebody, what's really happening energetically is we're noticing somebody like ourselves. Energetically, the law of attraction is doing the work. You were just walking about your business, walking, and oh, he or she's fine. The law of attraction made sure that you met up with this person at this particular corner and you physically saw something that you liked or desired. This is just physical. But energetically, within, the law of attraction brought you to that particular person for one of 2 reasons, because the law of attraction is always working, just like that man that said men ain't caring about women no more, right? So for him, maybe he's out of alignment right now. So being out of alignment with who he really is, his higher self, he can attract other people who's out as alignment just as he is. And then people come in all shapes, sizes, and forms, like, right? In his physical reality, he may have saw a fine one, right? And that fine one gave him the run for his money, took all his money, put him on child support, left him, hurt his little heart, and now he's bitter, like, right? But that don't mean that the law wasn't working for him. He just got attracted through the eyesight, to something, to some form of energy that was just as out of alignment as he was. Hence, she took from him. Hence, she made his life even more hell. But he was already in hell, let's face it. He was already low frequency, right? Because he already attracted something that will give him confirmation of where he was. Life gonna always show you where you at. Every relationship is gonna show you where you at. But there's another thing that happens when you're attracted to somebody. You could attract somebody based upon you being low, but you could also attract somebody when you are in alignment. Like, ooh, they fine. Ooh, they just like me too. They nice like me. They want to give to their other partner just like me. And so when you do this, you are still abiding by the law of attraction, but you're abiding by the law of attraction based upon you being in alignment at that given time. Now, some people meet people when they were in alignment, and the relationship ends up short-lived because those same people, they probably was having a good day, and they met up with that person and attracted that person, and they saw that person physically and liked that person physically, but they were only in alignment because they hit the lottery that day. You know, they won on a pool or something that day, or they got paid that day. They was looking their best, like, right. But lo and behold, they got out of alignment again. They, went to their default setting again, and that relationship becomes short-lived because somebody was true to the alignment and somebody wasn't. But then when you get two people who are true to the alignment, they're only attracting based upon, and the law of attraction is doing this, not them. They're only attracting based upon their ability to stay in that same set alignment. But then when those same said people that the law of attraction got together, kept them in alignment, maybe years and years and years happening, and they start paying attention to what is instead of staying in alignment, then you hear, oh man, so-and-so them not together no more. Oh man, so-and-so them getting a divorce. Oh man, I thought that was so good for one another. Like, right? That's the thing that physical attraction 0.01% does automatically by default based upon the law of attraction. Because the law of attraction is doing its work on every and anybody, no matter what state of being you are. But that's physical. The law of attraction is helping you find harmony, and you cannot miss it. You're going to be in harmony with your karmic. You're going to be in harmony with your soulmate, but those things are temporary. Right? But the law of attraction is working here for everybody. If you're in alignment, you'll find somebody that's in alignment. If you're out of alignment, you'll find somebody that's out of alignment. And you'll physically be attracted to that person. Why you like him? Oh no, man, he's just so fine, man. There's something about the way he smells. Something about the way he walk. You be thinking about a lot of physical things with attraction. But I want to talk to you about chemistry. Because this biblical text is really talking about chemistry. When you get to the number 7, when you're the Christ conscious one, ain't no marriage in the kingdom no more. Ain't about what that person look like no more. And this is where a lot of spiritual people, they be telling you and telling on themselves at the same time. Because a lot of people, when they talk about twin flame dynamic and love dynamic, they'll tell you, well, sometimes your twin ain't the opposite sex. Sometimes your twin, you ain't got to marry your twin. Sometimes y'all choose not to be together because they done fooled around and found out like, oh, the twin is another woman. Oh, the twin is another man. Oh, I got this chemistry with this person. No. And they're younger, or they're older, or they live in another country, or they're white and I'm black, or they're Asian and I'm Caucasian. Oh, and this is where the scripture, ain't no marriage in the kingdom, is talking about, because it's an energetic thing, a chemistry thing. Are y'all hear what I'm saying, or did I lose you? Hey, kid. You look amazing. Oh, thank you, babe. Yeah, a hot boy, May says. Yeah, a little hot boy. Yeah. Divine feminine. Yeah, been working long hours. Oh, that's where you've been. Thank you for patience, true Candy. You're not too late, Miss D. Y'all getting that? Ain't no marriage in the kingdom because this is a chemistry thing. So now let's graduate. We talked about no marriage in the kingdom. We talked about number 7 being the energy of the Christ conscious one, when it understands energetically that now the chakra pools of energy are open, and all they are is energy, frequency, and vibration. I am not just a black woman. You are not just a black woman. You're not just a black man, a white woman, a white man. Only thing that is this here 0.01. And we talked about that. And this is how you attract your karmic and your soulmate physically with your 0.01. Because the law of attraction is still working down there. But baby, when you graduate and you begin to become the Christ conscious one, and you understand everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, there's this chemistry thing that some people have in relationships and some people wish they had. It's a chemistry. It's akin to what God has put together, let no man put asunder. And this here chemistry stems from things like this here. Thinking. Now, see, you was thinking over here. You was thinking over here when you was out of alignment, when you got in alignment. But it was a thinking that when you was a child. It was a thinking that when you became you came a little bit older and you became a teenager. It's the thinking of the 20s, the 30s, and all the way up to your age. Those many years of thinking that's been conjuring up your thoughts, your likes and your dislikes, all of that thinking, all of that sifting through everything in life that you liked and didn't like. Because when you know what you do like, then you know what you don't like. And so in your subconscious mind is like a computer. It's just sifting through to try to figure itself out, to try to figure you out. And so all of the years of thinking that you had for the longest periods of time, your preferences, your likes and dislikes, they create what we call a conclusion. They create your I amness. They create what you're radiating. They're creating what you're emitting. They're creating this thing called a word, which can't come back to you null and void. It has to go out and accomplish that what you sent it out to do. So all of that thinking every day is going, because you ain't nothing but energy, frequency, and vibration up here. You win 0.01 no more. This year is your 99.99% spiritual essence that you're radiating, that you are, your I amness. And it is pulsating, it is emitting, it is receiving. So you just walking. Same street, no longer physical now. We were on a street where we met people in the physical reality, but now we done open up all 7 chakra pools of energy, and we know that we're the Christ conscious one. So you're walking and you see this energy, the energy that complements your energy, the same energy of your thought, the same energy of your long life and your likes and dislikes, the same conclusion type energy. And you're not saying, oh, he's so fine. He's so fine, he blew my mind. You're not saying that, because when you were a child, you thought like a child, physical like a child. But when you became the Christ conscious one, you put away the childish thing. Ain't no marriage in the kingdom. So now this energy you're looking at, you're not looking at the physical. This is law of attraction as it pertains to chemistry. You ain't looking at no physical. You are seeing your energetic self. And so as it pertains to twin flame, they'll say you get lost in their eyes. The eyes is a window of the soul, and it's like the matrix collapse, and it's just you in this energy. This chemistry is what they're saying. This chemistry. And it's a chemistry that you can't deny, because it's your chemistry, but it's over there. And so you kind of perplexed, like, why is my chemistry over there looking at me? What's going on? How did I get there? And because it feels so familiar, it feels so like home, you want to sup with it. You want to talk to it. You want to get to know it. And as you get to know it, is aching till you getting to know yourself all over again, because you have so many similarities. So what you're feeling as it pertains to chemistry that cannot be denied in this realm, you're feeling the fact that this person been through the same type of things that you've been through. And they concluded that they like some things that you also like. They concluded that their energy is radiating at the same frequency as your energy. And that's what you see. That's what you feel. That's what you understand. And that is the law of attraction working for you. But it's working for you based upon now you being emitting a signal that you are part of the 7 and above. If I be lifted up, I have the power to draw all things to me, including myself. Because see, when you were sleep.com, underneath opening up your 7 chakra pools of energy, when you were sleep.com, you were just drawing to you your reflections that's at low frequency, hence your karmic, hence your soulmate. But when you open up all 7 chakra pools of energy, you open up this chemistry that is undeniable to you. And it can be very scary, because they call this the so-called runner stage. It could be very scary when you walk into yourself. Y'all ever seen, I think it's called the movie The Us, with the doppelgangers? Imagine your reflection coming from underneath ground, and they look like you. They talk like you. They know your moves. You could tell if they're lying to you. Yeah, yeah. New realms. You right about that. Yeah. You could tell if they're lying. You could tell if they're sad. You just all you gotta do is look in their eyes. It's the wonder to the soul. And so some people in the physical reality, as it pertains to this union, this chemistry, they don't understand it. And they become afraid of it. They'll run from it. They'll deny it. But that don't mean the law of attraction isn't doing its work. The law of attraction is always working on the greater good for you. Making sure that you meet yourself. But you couldn't meet yourself down here because you wasn't totally in alignment with yourself. So you had to meet an alignment that wasn't yourself. You couldn't meet yourself here even when you got in alignment halfway because you focused so much on that other person. And so you were denying yourself there. You only meet yourself after you make harmony within, after you open up all chakra pools of energy. So for them people that's in the physical reality, they're talking about, I met my twin, and they don't even have the ability to have a controlled imagination and ability to focus. They can't even meditate. They're lying, y'all. And they ain't never done no inner work because it's telling you in the biblical text that you got to have an energy, the energy of seven, the energy that you done did some work that maybe just, even if you're not finished with all of your shadow work, you know what the word shadow work at least mean. The dark night of the soul, you know what that mean at least. Because you got to look in the mirror first. You got to look in the mirror at yourself first. You got to be the change first. You got to pass number 5. Number 5 represents the number of conflict and change. And the conflict and change has to do with the conflict and change that's within you. In order for you to even reach the number 7 energetically. So you reach the number 7 and you begin to find harmony within yourself. And when you find harmony within yourself, you cannot miss anybody that has the same type of energy as you, because that is your energy. That is your chemistry. That is your carbon footprint. That is your thing that you are radiating out to mankind. And I know this is a place where a lot of people want to explore and want to say and own up. Yeah, I met my twin and it was so beautiful. But a lot of us don't really be there. We be still in attraction phases. Like the guy that I was talking about at this beginning of this video, this man cannot sit there with his bio saying in so many words he's done with women, he's single and happy or whatever, and he's done with women and women ain't this and that and the dirt. He can't sit there and utter out of his mouth that he'd have met a twin. A twin is far from him. He's in karmic states of being, right? Because he put himself there. We to choose every day based upon what we feel, where we putting ourselves. We put ourselves, we be telling, hey, law of attraction, give me some more of that karmic. Hey, law, I don't want to meet no twin right now based upon how I feel. Give me another soulmate. I'm about to deny myself for a couple of more eons. I ain't about to get to know myself. No, Lord, don't be bringing me something over here like that. Don't bring me something over here that reminds me of me and all of my likes and dislikes. Don't do no sifting and shuffling for me. No, Lord, keep me right here where I'm at, because I want to feel like I'm hopeless. I want to be pessimistic about life. I want to think that all the women and all the good men are gone. No, Lord. This is my order, Lord. This is my word, Lord, and I send it out. And you can't let it come back to me null and void, because I don't want that thing in my life right now. Don't you send me no chemistry. All I want to do is look upon my lower self as it pertains to physical. I want them fine ones to come along. I want them 6-packs. I want to be dumbed down to my lower self, which has everything to do with money, sex, and power. Keep me over there. I don't want to see what that mind look like. I don't want to see no heart chakras open. I don't want open communication, transparency, trust. I like them lies. And energetically, based upon how we feel, based upon what we allow ourselves to be sitting around every day, the conversations that we choose to have, the people that we let in our homes, the people that sit there and talk on the telephone with, we're saying all the time, hey, Lord, this is what I want. This is what I like. And this is what I don't like. This is why in consciousness, it tells you to use your words impeccably. This is why you'll hear on social media oftentimes, when you become conscious, you will watch what you say, watch what you think, watch the company that you keep. This is why. Because down here is the point when we trying to work on attraction, down here is the moment where we are asking and sifting through. And the Lord is just looking at how you feel. If you're sitting down there with a smile on your face and liking or pretty much talking over and over about your karmic relationships, like this here man that I was talking about that men are done with women, then guess what? Life just gonna keep on showing you that men are done with women. And for that man, he's gonna live a little lonesome, little life like he's done with women because he's sending out a signal that this is what I want more of. So he gonna join the old folk home with the other men who nobody comes to see them, and they just die alone. And he energetically is saying, "I'm okay with that. So shall it be, because I sifted and sorted, and this is the energy that I like. Because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be talking about it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be staying over here in it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be telling you, this stranger lady who posted something on your page, how much I liked it." And that's how the law interprets our thoughts and our feelings. That's how the law interprets our becoming state to the Christ conscious one, based upon in alignment or out of alignment. Because the law is looking at you, me, we, as if, oh, if you don't like it, you have a choice to think something different and you ain't doing it. So guess what? Give her more. And so there are some people in this lifetime who probably won't experience this thing. I saw this old grandma lady, and she just, y'all probably know, I don't know her name. I don't really, follow that many people, but sometimes she'll come in, her hair is all over her head, and she look like a little regular grandma. She got gray hair, and she just becoming, how them old folk, I guess maybe she have dentures in her mouth and she have extra gum, jaw, lip or something. I don't know. High, saggy, just maybe she just had wrinkles. I don't know. But anyway, she chews, she like, and her daughter be asking her a question, and she's like, "Mom, are you in love? Why did you marry Daddy?" And she just looked, because all my friends was getting married. There are some people in this realm, and they get to give a lot of likes to her. She's that grandma, and she's relatable, and I get it. But there are some people in this realm that will never, never, never experience this thing called chemistry. And they will say foolish things. And it's up to you if you want to be that person or not. They will say foolish things like, "I just did it because everybody else was doing it. That man ain't no good. Ain't nobody out there worth your time. Stay single. You'll be happy if you just stay single. Just be sovereign," which is a beautiful thing. I love sovereignty. I follow people who are sovereign. It's a beautiful thing. There's peace and love and knowledge of self, all intertwined in that. But even as your sovereign self, if you sovereign and really sovereign, oh, you're going to walk into your other half of yourself if you're doing it right. And you're going to experience this thing called chemistry with somebody else. Now, you might choose still to be sovereign and by yourself, but you're going to face you because you have to show up wherever you are. Because the law ain't going to just be like, okay, stop sending her people. She's in karmic mode. We're not going to send her no karmics to intertwine with. Because that's akin to God or the source being only alpha and not the omega. That's akin to this line only having one side, and we ain't governed underneath the land where this thing is just one-sided. There's two sides to all things. So you always, whether you're in karmic, you got to meet your other karmic part. Whether you're in soulmate, you got to meet that soulmate. And when you rise up to Christ consciousness, you have to find harmony with your other Christ conscious counterpart, and it's gonna be based upon chemistry. It ain't gonna be based upon no physical, and chemistry is gonna be energetic that you cannot deny. It's not gonna be just a woman, no man. It's gonna be an energy that feels like home. So for those of you who still probably have this so said trauma and run away from your chemistry counterpart, there's a course on my website that says, can I love again after the trauma? Because the only reason based upon chemistry, because this is a big old pole over here, chemistry, all of your life conjured up in chemistry in a big ball of energy that's pulling you to it. The only way you'll run from it is because your ass is scared of yourself. And if you're scared of yourself, you got to go within yourself and purge, just like on the movie Us. You got to go into them dark places. And sometimes that means you have to go at war with yourself. Remember how they had to fight their own doppelganger? You got to fight your own self. Fight against those that's fighting against you. And they live inside of you. You created them. And may the best one win. The best version of yourself, may it win. And then when you win and overcome yourself, oh, that's what they call it. It pertains to twin flame. That's when they call that union. Like, right? When both people run away from each other, they go fight them little demons, them little skeletons in their own closet that they only created. And then they come back in a harmonious union. And I think about Ashanti and Nelly right now, only because I heard Ashanti on a video and she was talking about how years ago when they were together, once upon a time ago, that they fought. That they fought and they argued a lot, she said. And she was like, now, this time around, we just let things go. We let things be. It's more harmonious now. Oh, okay. Well, what are you saying there? Okay, time had to pass. People had to do some inner work on themselves in order for the harmonious part of the union to come together. But what you also are saying, Ashanti, is that you always had that chemistry, that chemistry never went away, that when you were separate from him, you still carried him somewhere with you in your heart, and he did with you. Because that's the only way you would have intertwined again. And this happens every day. Every day. Some people just choose to do the work, and some people do not. But this is really the definition of chemistry. And only a few people out there in physical reality are really finding chemistry, because a lot of people ain't even working on the law as it pertains to evolving to get to this harmonious state of being. I may have missed something. Are we speaking as the number 7? We're talking about the number 7, the energetic 7, subconscious 7 chakra pools of energy 7, just as it pertains to numerology 7. That's what we were talking about, Bakiba. Enlightened. Y'all get that? Y'all getting this? You cannot run from yourself no matter where you go. There you are. And so that applies to relationships. We ain't running from ourselves in relationships. And so then we get to this place in our journey where a lot of spiritual people, if you notice, they get a little soft, like some of the men, like, right? No, I'm not being ugly when I say that, but have you noticed that some of the men get a little soft? Have you noticed that all of the tarot reader men kind of got a little pinky, their little pinky finger just be dangling? Is it just me? Or did y'all notice that? Their little pinky finger be dangling. Ain't no marriage in the kingdom. Y'all notice the pinky finger? Yes. Because when you get on this here side, when you get to this Christ consciousness, you ball up again, baby. I heard on social media, somebody was saying that in so many years, is everybody gonna be a woman again? And somebody posted it in my comments too. And I saw that same video after they posted in my comment on one of my lives. It's the return to this, y'all. I talk about this all the time. It's the returning back to the wholeness of God. The illusion of separation is the thing that's going to be no more, and we're going back to the source: one God, one faith, one baptism. And so then there will be people in the physical reality that will judge. Oh, judge not, least you shall be judged. Because you too, whether you listen to me right now as a woman or a man, whether you're a woman who is masculine or feminine, and you're a man who's masculine or feminine now, it really don't matter. If you pay attention, you have the totality of both of them inside of you, because all of it is God, right? And just like there's no marriage in the kingdom, if God be Alpha and Omega, God is yin and yang too. But in this realm that's governed underneath the law of polarity, God is a he. If he don't do anything else for me, he done. We done did that in religion already, though. You got the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. You don't even, in religion, they didn't even want to express the woman, saying that we came from freaking rib. Well, we're walking around with the mitochondrial DNA when we're the creator of all. This is an energetic thing, even as it pertains to the races. You got the black, I guess you will put a maybe Mexican underneath there, what Asian underneath there, then maybe Caucasian really at the bottom. But baby, at the end of the day, a black woman can make up albino. So if we roll this thing back up energetically, the black woman can be the physical aspect of God. But at the same time, what my point here is that all of it is God. Just vibrating at a different frequency. And there lies a discussion of if we want to accept that part of God or not. Because in the spiritual community, some people won't accept certain aspects of God, just like in the religious community. Oh, you're going to hell if you do da 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 da. But wait, hold up. I thought all was God having a human experience. If we collectively could get beyond this physical thing, this what it's supposed to be like thing, this unconditional love like thing, this marriage thing, and get to the chemistry thing, the energy thing, the frequency thing, the law of attraction thing, the polarity thing, we'll get further and we'll have a better understanding, because we'll be over here, we'll be outside of that box into the boundless universe. But if we stay over here, we're going to stay and remain inside of that same said box. When God is all. God is all. So I urge you in your mind to look at chemistry as an energy, to look at chemistry as a yearning, a thought, a like, a conjuring, a desire, a gift that just been emerging for you because you was in this here bad relationship, and then you saw this here bad movie, and then that day you decided, no, I don't want to do this here no more, and then you decided you got bored with this here, and all the while, each lifetime, each relationship, you was just conjuring up more of what you wanted, and now you got this big ball, and we'll call this ball a chemistry ball, and it's radiating, and it's covering you. Matter of fact, you're inside of it, and we'll call it your aura, your expression of light. And so your chemistry is what it is because you set the tone for it. You don't like it, you change the way you think in order for you to radiate something different. But meanwhile, in between while, you did a lot of work when you were saying no to this here. You did a lot of work energetically through thought when you said yes to this here. It was the working and the making of God, how you wanted to radiate when you got to your life, energetic evolution of the Christ conscious one. And lo and behold, now you're just walking around your aura, your ball of light, and you see another ball like yours. Who gives a damn about the physical when you see the ball of you, the energy of you? Who gives a damn? Be easy on yourself, because that's you. If you didn't have this avatar self, you wouldn't give a damn. And really, you don't have this avatar self because you are 0.01 in the avatar. We wrestle not against this flesh. It's the principalities, them crazy thoughts that we set for ourselves, them old beliefs them principalities that come from up in here, but you put them up in here. Free yourself. This is what being free is all about. Be free to be who you are. Be free to understand what energy is, what chemistry is. Be free to love that which you love and not judge yourself on loving. Be free to express yourself. And who cast the first stone? Let them cast it, because I mean they're down here. Chemistry is working. Chemistry is always going to be working. Chemistry always is going to be working. Chemistry going to find harmony within your life for you. Even if you don't do nothing but be still on the sofa, chemistry going to be working for you, because you're going to always be thinking. And that is what I want you to see out of this video. Somebody told me when I was talking about me wanting to travel and speak, they said, do it. And my reply underneath that comment was, I'm being it. Because I know further than doing, my work here is to be it, to show up here every day, being it, embodying it. Not paying attention to what the numbers say, but having this knowingness that I'm talking to masses now. Because the knowing of the energy is more important than knowing of that silly 0.01 physical. The embodiment of my likes and dislikes right now is more important than me seeing or doing anything. When we let our minds draw things to us by being in alignment to what we want, things move to us faster. You make your subconscious mind work for you to draw your relationships, your money, the desires of your heart, your health and wellness, or whatever it is to you, because it's aching to lifting yourself up. Lifting yourself up is going to always be lifting you up to the Christ conscious mode, the number 7, where your chakra pools of energy are in alignment and you done activated your first eye, your all-seeing eye. And that's when you're at your best to be able to be of service to mankind. But it's also when you're at your best to produce something called instant manifestation. Because your self-concept is up to par. Because you know your I amness. Because you now understand greater is it that is in me than it that is in this world. Because I have this super conscious mind. My subconscious is connected to the super conscious that creates worlds. Going to be chemistry. Chemistry is always working. Understood. I've been repeating that saying for years now. No matter where you go, there you are. Yes. No matter where you go. Amen. Hey, Riley. Thank you for being here. And hey, Loretta. Thank y'all for being here. It is offering time. She is God. Yes. For those of you who are new to me, I am Goddess Just Be. I help people on their wellness journey in the areas of mind, body, and soul. And I forgot to flip the screen right here. But my website is saltoftheearthpub.org. It's linked in my bio, saltoftheearthpub.org. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for your attention as I speak from my inner being. For those of you who are new, I do this Monday through Friday. I come forward talking about your inner self, your inner brain capacity. Ain't no sky daddy over here in this inner being church. This here is me being on a mission for the chosen ones to remember and activate their Dharma DNA, their first eye, their all-seeing eye. If you want to support my products, if you want to support me, check out my website, saltoftheearthpub.org. Thank you for the offering. Those that want to donate, my Cash App and my Venmo is Cash App Goddess Just Be, Venmo Goddess Just Be. Cash App Goddess Just Be and Venmo Goddess Just Be. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the offerings. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the orders. Those that don't know, that are new, I have this Wild Yam Butter that heightens spiritual awareness available on my website. It's one of my viral products. I suggest if you want to purchase anything that you start there and maybe my Be Nourished Body Wash, because these two help you to move your lymphatic system, help for circulation, balance your hormones, help with that thyroid issues, help you with that appetite control. Anytime your hormones are out of balance, you chaotic, you're chaotic physically in your physical body. So that means your hair gonna start thinning, your diet gonna be off, your hormones gonna be out of balance, your thyroid is gonna be off, irritable bowel syndrome, things like that. And it won't return until you do something in the physical, doing and being. It's going to take two things. So doing would be the wild yam butter. If you're a man, you put it on once a day. A woman, you put it on twice a day. It's only a pea size amount or a fingertip amount, right? That'll be doing. But at the same time that you're doing that, I need you to be being when you're putting it on. Being still and knowing that you're God. By expressing that you're healing, that you're balancing, that you are activating your dormant DNA. That you are doing and being God all by yourself, being and doing the of service to yourself, so you can be the healer that you've been looking for, right? As always, I appreciate catching you live. It's almost time for me to re-up on my wild yam butter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're about to get up out of here. We're about to pray and get up out of here. And I'm thankful for your attention. Y'all check out my website. Do I have any announcements? I can't think of any. Oh, on Fridays, if you're new here, make sure you check me out on Fridays, because on Fridays I do giveaways. I do $40 gift card giveaways, and I also give away one wild yam butter to whoever has the most likes, who's been engaging and being a real true supporter of mine on my platforms over here on TikTok. So let us pray, and we're about to get up out of here. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. A deep breath in and blow it out. Last time, take a deep breath in and blow it out. Intervene, infinite intelligence, God, source, all that there is. Thank you for this live. Thank you for teaching us chemistry, what true chemistry is. Thank you for allowing us to have the thought of the yearning to desire that same said chemistry, the likeness of ourselves. Instead of the karmic relationships, instead of the soulmate relationships, allowing us to graduate into the knowing of ourselves by getting to know ourselves in the Christ consciousness one within. And once we lift ourselves up, we have nothing but to run into ourselves. Thank you for this knowing. We feel so excited about meeting ourselves, the male or female version of ourselves. We get excited. We feel excited about returning home to the source of ourselves, of all the likes and dislikes, of all of the thinking and the longing. There is joy at the end of the journey. There is ease, there's flow, there's a harmonious union at the end of the journey. And it is a union that we will ultimately have within ourselves to say, job well done to us. Thank you for that state of being. Thank you for perfect harmony. Thank you for perfect peace. Thank you for sound mind. Thank you for expansion. Thank you for all that listened in. And I thank you for the light that we're shining for the world to see. Thank you for teaching us alignment. And by holding our place in alignment, source, we are collectively allowing others to do the same and the same and the same. We are thankful. We are thankful. Somebody type chemistry. Chemistry, 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 chemistry. Chemistry, 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 chemistry. Chemistry is an energy. It has nothing to do with your physical. Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. What God has put together, let no man put asunder. Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. And the chemistry is going to be based upon your likes and your dislikes. Chemistry. Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. That is a thing that a twin flame has. Chemistry. Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. It is not about physical. It is not about age. It is not about 0.01. Chemistry, 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 chemistry. Chemistry is a 99.99% energy, frequency, and vibration that you stem from. And you will know it, and it will be undeniable because it'll feel like home. And everything in this matrix that represents physical will collapse so you can see your chemistry that you conjured up. You can't deny it. This video was from my heart to yours. Y'all be blessed. Yes, Annetta. Yes, chemistry. 99.99%, babe. Chemistry. Be blessed, babe.